after the last Xbox event that we just had and the Final Fantasy Square Enix live stream, I think it's time that we finally bring up again the state of Xbox when it comes to the Japanese JRPG games. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you with another video. We're going to be talking about Japan, particularly Xbox in Japan. You guys know I have brought this up a few times. I'm a very big, passionate person when it comes to a lot of the Japanese market. You guys know, you've seen the videos. I've made quite a bit of videos related to the Japanese market on the Xbox brand. And I think after we seen this Final Fantasy Rebirth not come on Xbox, I think it's time that we bring this up again. We really go over the state of Japan's type of games on the Xbox platform. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. And you guys know there's a big ass elephant in the room. And I briefly went over it at the beginning of the video. Final Fantasy Remake is still not on the Xbox platform. And now it looks like Rebirth, which is the sequel to that remake, which is weird that whatever. We're not going to go into the semantics about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But it does look like Rebirth will not be on the platform as well. And it doesn't look like Remake is coming out anytime soon. So there's a lot of people upset. Rightfully, I do understand there's a lot of people that was looking forward eventually to being able to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Xbox. But look, I feel you guys, man. For the people that are generally wanted that game on the platform because they wanted to play Final Fantasy on the platform, I feel for you. But to the people that just wanted Final Fantasy on the platform and doesn't really want to play the game, I don't really have anything to say to you. And look, I've always been the first person to go out and speak timed exclusives. Timed exclusives are important. Timed exclusives can matter. And in this case, Square and Sony, with that timed exclusive, it looks like some way after that game was announced, it has turned into a full-blown exclusive, at least console-wise, to just PlayStation. Now, we don't know if this has been planned from the beginning. We don't know if Sony came in after the success of the original Final Fantasy remake and they extended that. We have seen them do that with certain deals in the past, such as, the original Destiny. You were supposed to get a lot of the exclusive exotics and strikes, but they delayed that a year. So we have seen Sony be aggressive in this type of way in the past. But I've always said when it comes to timed exclusives, Microsoft, you got to be more aggressive in the Japanese market. If you're not going to go out there and get your own first party, which it's up in the air, they still might do that. I know that since they have announced that they're buying Activision and Blizzard, they've kind of put a hold on all acquisitions. So they might very well, after this acquisition goes through, when it comes to Activision and Bethesda, they might go out and look for something else in that part of the world. But right now, they don't have anything. And I do think that we're seeing a sting going on with the Final Fantasy Remake, because that is an example of a good timed exclusive that they used to their advantage, and then it went to PC shortly after. That's how I look at it when it comes to, anything that Microsoft is looking out for. Now, I'm not saying, go out there and get all these games, the Personas, the Yakuza Dragons. I'm not saying get none of that stuff exclusive. I think the bare minimum right now Microsoft should work for is making sure they come out on their platform, like I've said multiple times. But, the state of Xbox when it comes to Japan, I actually don't think it's that bad right now. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and act like Microsoft has perfected the Japanese market. They haven't. They have a long way to go. But we've seen from event to event, they slowly bring these games to the platform. Now, as far as Final Fantasy, I feel you guys. I'm upset just like you guys are. But I think those deals was made years and years ago. I feel like Sony swept in and they was able to secure that game early in its development, and it's been able to really give them the advantage in the Japanese market for years to come. And keep in mind, they are a Japanese company as well. So Microsoft still got a disadvantage, like just naturally, just off where they are geographically on the world. But at the end of the day, I can't say Microsoft hasn't officially went out and shown that they're working on this stuff. We are seeing more and more games come to the Xbox platform. Sure, it's not Game Pass, and I don't like this narrative where if it's not on Game Pass, you don't have to buy it. If you like that game and you want to support that game, don't wait for that to come on Game Pass. Buy that game. Now, if it comes on Game Pass day and date, that's a different story, because Microsoft has went above and beyond to make sure that that game goes in Game Pass. So just downloading that on Game Pass is supporting it enough, because those devs already got the bag up front. They don't have to get it throughout the process. They got it all up front. When we see stuff like Yakuza Like a Dragon come to the Xbox platform, and keep in mind, Like a Dragon was actually a Series X exclusive when it came to next-gen hardware when those games first came out. It wasn't on the PlayStation 5, but I think in Japan. But it was on the PS4, but it was on next-gen hardware. So I think you see stuff like that. They have this Wulong Dynasty game that they announced at this last event. That is a good example of going above and beyond and making sure these games are on your platform. We see the entire Persona collection coming to the platform. We've seen the majority of the older Final Fantasy games come to the platform. Like I said, all the Yakuzas pretty much has come to the platform. Look, Microsoft needs to really be a little bit more aggressive in terms of maybe getting one or two of their own, neither timed exclusive or full-blown exclusive, or maybe go out there and buy a couple studios or buy a publisher such as like Sega. But even if they don't do that, I can't say they haven't shown me as a Japanese supporter on that brand that they are trying. Now, we got the Code series, we got a lot of stuff that's not on the Xbox platform still that just I wouldn't necessarily know if they naturally skip it, or maybe there's certain, publishing agreements that's put into place that we don't know about. That's the reason some of them don't come to the platform. But after seeing Persona come to the platform, I can honestly say that I don't think it's a matter of if some of these Japanese games comes to the platform, it's when. And I think if Microsoft is able to legally, they will get these games onto the ecosystem. And I'm pretty confident in that. Now, look, like I said, Microsoft, don't take this as you have done enough. You have not done enough. I would really like to see one first-party studio in Japan. That's what I want to see besides Tango Studio. I feel like Tango is something that you got with a bundled batch of studios when you bought Bethesda. It's not something you initially invested into. You invested into Bethesda and got them on the side. I want to see you go out and invest into something or build one from the ground up. I think that would be really cool too. But it's like I said, as of right now, I do think that you guys are doing very good in Japan in terms of making sure their games come onto your platform, regardless if it's in Game Pass or not. And I'm going to be looking out for hopefully a more aggressive approach in this market, because your competitors are doing that easily. They have no problem taking away Japanese games from your consumers. So I do feel like you need to be a little bit more matching that energy in terms of other games. But anyway, that's the video, man. Put in the comment section below, are you guys looking forward to like the Personas coming onto the platform? Put in the comment section too what else you guys would like to see in this platform and what you think they're missing out on the most. Like I said, I think it's first party. They need at least one studio first party. And if you like the video, definitely hit that like button, and you can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. Hope you guys have a good day. I'm Addict, and I'm out.